Hey, welcome back. It's Yellowhammer Radio, Superstation 101 WYDE. You can tweet the program at YHN Radio. Our guest today is none other than our friend Cord Sachs, who is leveraging 15 years of recruiting and leadership development experience. Cord launched a really cool company called Fire Seeds to help recruit dynamic leaders and install leader development strategies in the world-changing businesses. So we've been talking about boardroom to family room. It's how you can be better at home, how you can be better at work, and really change lives, honestly. Cord, welcome into Yellowhammer Radio. How's it going today, man?
Doing great, Scott. How you and Andrea doing? Is Andrea in today?
I am here, and it's good to hear from you too, Cord.
Very good. Glad to be here. Well,
we're glad to have you here. And last week we kind of wrapped up talking about the midlife crisis. And you ended with a thought. I'll remember it. It was our main goal in life. If our main goal in life was to be successful, then we're really destined for regret. So that's where we left off. Kind of remind us and the listeners what that was all about, Cord.
Yeah, that's right. If we're just living for success, and that's what the whole midlife crisis is about. We live for success, and we get to the middle of our life, and we realize one or two things: either we haven't gotten that success, and therefore we have a crisis and we're disappointed, or maybe we have gotten that success, but yet there's still the emptiness and the void in our life, and it leaves us at a place of crisis. So that's where we left off. That was the difference.
Okay, and Cord, you mentioned the difference, that there's a difference between significance and success, and you were advising us to pursue significance, not success. So remind us again of the difference and why we need to do that.
That's right. We talked about how if we can live for significance instead of our main goal only being about success, then we have a shot of fulfilling that void, that unfulfillment that comes when we just shoot for success, and either we don't get it and we feel the void or the unfulfillment, or we do get it and realize it didn't fill us up. And so there's a big difference between significance, which is the things in life that matter, which is ultimately people. It's having a positive impact on people. Is that our goal? Is that what we're living for? Or are we just living for success? Those are the things in life that money can buy. So the main difference in significance and success is people or things and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Things and stuff. I like that. So here, okay, Cord, if we're living for significance, then we have a shot of filling the void or emptiness that really success couldn't fill. So then what will living for significance actually fill into that void? Like, what should be the expectation that we're actually going to get out of it?
That's an awesome question.
That's a loaded question. I'm sorry.
It's a loaded question, and I love asking that question of a lot of different individuals over time. I'll ask, what do you really want? What was the definition of your success, and did it give you what you wanted? And they always tell me no. Well, what did you really want then? And so I will do a little exercise with you, Scott, and I know you're not prepared for this. You're just going to walk me. You're actually going to walk me through the exercise.
Uh-oh.
So all you have to do is ask me. The first question is, what is your definition of success? And then you're going to ask after each statement for the next 5 little back and forths, if you got that, what would it give you? Okay? So all you have to remember is the first question is, what's your definition of success? The second question is, if you got that, what would that give you?
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Okay, Cord, what is your definition of success?
All right, Scott. Well, I really think my definition of success would be if by the time I'm 50 years old, if I had $1 million in the bank that was freed up that I could spend, that would be my ultimate definition of success. Okay,
what would that get you? If you got that, what would that get you?
Yeah. Well, if I got that, it would allow me to pay off my house, and I wouldn't have a house payment anymore.
And then what would that give you, Cord?
There you go. Andrea's picking it up.
Yeah, I didn't catch on as fast, Cord.
There we go. Keep going. So if I paid off my house, that would free up money, and I could put all of my kids through college.
Well, if you got that, what would that get you?
Well, if I could put my kids in college, I would have known that I gave them the foundation in life so that they could be successful as well.
And what would that give you?
Well, let me see. If I knew that they could go to college and be successful, that would let me know that my sacrifices for traveling all the time right now and not being home would have been worth it.
Well, if you got that, Cord, then what would that get you?
well, if I knew my sacrifices were worth it and all this travel where I'm not at home, if I knew that was worth it, that would really give me this feeling of worth because I provided for my family. I took care of them.
Okay, and then if you get to that point, what would that give you?
Well, wow, if I knew that I provided for my family and I took care of them, that would give me the ability to really rest and be satisfied.
And if you got that, what would that get you, Cord?
Wow, if I could rest and be satisfied, I mean, I guess I would have peace.
And peace sounds really nice. But if you had peace, then what would that get you?
I don't know. I think I would have peace. So we're kind of at the end, but I want to do that exercise with you because I've done that with a number of folks in all sorts of different economic backgrounds. And every time, if you keep moving, what would that give you? What would that give you? Do you know what everybody wants? Everybody across the board. What do they want?
Peace,
They
love,
want peace.
happiness.
Harmony.
They want peace. It comes back to this
Right.
peace, and not just any kind of peace. There's a Hebrew word called shalom, and it's an unconditional peace, and it's a peace that comes regardless of the circumstances in your life. I love this little definition. Shalom comes from the root verb meaning to be complete, perfect, and full. So at the end of the day, when we're looking for our purpose in life, we all want to be complete and full and satisfied and unconditional, and that's the key, unconditional of the circumstances around us.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, some people might actually answer, oh, they want money. But I think really what they're really saying by saying money is they think that would give them peace in their life if they took care of their finance, money. So my question is, getting back to peace, how should we practically experience this peace? I mean, how would it play out if we were to experience that peace? How does that play out?
Right, because we're going to practically go to the next question is going to be around, hey, I want you to ask me, how do we practically live for a significant purpose? So to know that that's where we're heading, we've got to know that we've got to be at peace in three places. First of all, we would say we want to be at peace with ourselves. That's really what we're wrestling with. I've got to get at peace with myself. And as soon as I'm at peace with myself and I begin that process, I'm quickly learning. And Andrea, you said it last week. You said, Cord, isn't the significance tied somewhere into our faith? And the answer is absolutely. So we don't have full peace, this unconditional peace, unless we're at peace with ourselves, which only comes from a peace with God. And then finally, peace with God allows us to live out our purpose and be at peace and then impact other people. So peace with ourselves, peace with God, and at peace with other people. And that's when we can align the three-pronged approach to thinking about our purpose that drives those three areas of peace. That's what accomplishes this shalom that we're talking about.
Interesting. Well, how do we practically build a purpose statement then for that peace?
That's right. So we're getting very practical here. So we want to be thinking about legacy. So as we think, yes, I get to everybody, you want peace in your life. Well, you need to be intentional about how to go get that. So let's create a purpose-driven statement that you can begin to live around. And I call it my legacy statement, or our legacy statement, building your legacy statement. And it's very practically. Think about the 3 to 5 things that you want to be said of you at your funeral, when you're dead. When you're gone, what do you want the people closest to you to have said about you? Write your epitaph. Think about the heritage and the legacy that you want to leave behind, and then write a purpose statement. Write I call it a legacy statement.
I would imagine that if somebody does that, no one's going to write down that they hope someone says at their funeral, boy, they had a loaded bank account.
Now, exactly.
It wouldn't hurt, but
nobody ever includes in a dollar figure.
Right.
It's never about a what there.
No.
Those statements are all about who.
Exactly.
Who did I have an impact on? Who was I close to? What were my relationships like, etc.
Exactly. Yeah, no one on their deathbed says, I wish I would have worked more. I wish I would have made more money. It's I wish I would have spent more time with my kids, my wife, my family, my mom, my dad. Right.
That's right.
Wow,
That's right.
Cord.
You know, the joke, you don't see a hearse pulling a U-Haul on the way to the funeral. You can't take it with you. The only thing you got is the legacy and the heritage you leave behind.
Absolutely.
So,
man, great stuff today, Cord. As always, a pleasure chatting with you. And if people want to get in touch with you and Fire Seeds, how do they do so?
Absolutely. Fireseeds.com. They can learn more about us and how we recruit leaders, And then how we help really build in the culture of other organizations, this intentional thought around leadership and developing people and having an impact on people, and that being the core of culture so that you can attract great leaders and then retain leaders that are already there with you.
Absolutely. And I can attest to it. It's good stuff. We take part in it with Yellowhammer, and it really is good stuff. We've got 10 seconds. We've got to run. Cord Sachs with Fire Seeds. Thanks for being with us today. Thanks.